I can say is that the fake news just doesn't get it. I know I'm losing the impression, but I'll work on it. So the fake news doesn't get it, but the American people, we get it. Of course we do. I had a very compelling lesson in this a couple of years ago at a Christmas party. It was December of 2019, and there were all kinds of people there. No politicians, though, and no media. And something interesting happened. We talked about, well, sports, family, TV shows, stupid stuff, nice stuff, whatever. Nobody talked about the impeachment of Donald Trump, which was happening at that very moment. On December 19th of 2019, he was being impeached. And not one person at this party was talking about it. Now, why is that? I have a theory. People understand. When they saw that parade of witnesses, if they were watching, because a lot of this stuff was on during the day when people are working. Anyway, they just knew that this did not add up, that they were overdoing it. And Donald Trump did nothing wrong. And also we saw that he was fighting for people, for us, every single day. So people didn't care that he was impeached. They knew just in their guts that it was phony. But now, I tell you what, that it was phony. We want answers into that probe, Robert Mueller, and what he did, wasting our time and that money and potentially sabotaging the presidency of Donald Trump. We should have answers. And, looks like we're getting them. But the New York Times is throwing up all kinds of, I call them false red flags. False red flags. So the New York Times, they're designated to push back on the new Durham developments. And this is how they're trying to do it. You heard about the court filing started a furor in right-wing outlets, but their narrative is off track. Really, how is that? Well, the New York Times writes as follows. The filing never said the White House data that came under scrutiny was from the Trump era. Is that true? No, it's not. It's false. Let's look at the actual filing. Tech executive 1 and his associates exploited this arrangement by mining the EOP, that's Executive Office of the President's DNS traffic, internet traffic, and other data for the purpose of gathering derogatory information about Trump. Okay, now, clearly they're talking about the Trump era, right there when he's president. Are they trying to say they looked at Barack Obama's computer systems to find derogatory information about Donald Trump? That doesn't make sense. You can put them up side by side. The New York Times is totally mischaracterizing that, and everybody now is quoting the New York Times. Oh, the New York Times says that this is bogus. Oh, no, it's not bogus. It's real, and it looks like we'll have our day in court. Hopefully, back to the filing from Durham. According to the document, it says that tech executive number 1, they were exploiting internet traffic at Trump Tower, another Trump building in New York City, and yes, the executive office of the President of the United States. That tech executive had access to a lot of stuff, and now the tech executive has come forward. He's identifying himself. His name is Rodney Jaffe. And according to him, a peculiar statement, actually, from his lawyer. Let's take a look at it, all right? It says, respected cybersecurity researchers were deeply concerned about the anomalies they found in the data and prepared a report of their findings, which was subsequently shared with the CIA. All right, there's a lot of vagueness in that, and it's deliberate. At this point, we know it all got to the CIA, but it got to that guy Sussman first, a lawyer who was getting paid by Hillary Clinton. Why was this guy doing this stuff? Did he break the law? How did he get the job? There's a lot here, and I hope we find out about it in court. I hope so. Remember Attorney General Barr, can you imagine what would have happened if he fired Robert Mueller, as he could have, as the Attorney General? They would have had another impeachment. I mean, the country would have stopped. Now, if Merrick Garland, the current Attorney General, chooses to fire John Durham, what's going to happen? Well, he's going to be applauded by the fake news. It's pretty amazing, the double standard. And by the way, how's this for audacity? The guy who was indicted, Sussman, for lying to the FBI, the guy we think was paid by Hillary Clinton, his lawyers say this: The superfluous factual background in the special counsel's motion is intended to further politicize this case, inflame media coverage, and taint the jury pool. Well, he doesn't have to worry about inflaming media. The media have barely been paying attention, and we have it every day. This story first broke on Saturday. The big Sunday political shows, absolutely no mention. Monday night, the big major network evening news shows, absolutely no mention. And it continues Tuesday night, absolutely no mention. Now, the fake news, they play a little game here. Now, they don't talk about it, but they'll tuck a little story on their website. Oh, yes, we covered it. It's on our website. Yes, Tom Winter, he filed a story about it. NBC News, it's right there. Well, try going to the NBC website. I went once in my life, and this is what I saw, all right? Kelly Clarkson crap, all right? Good for Kelly Clarkson, but that's what you see on the website. You don't see the little story down there about this thing that they want to bury. And so does the White House, by the way.
Durham says there was an outside company with ties to the Clinton camp monitoring server data info on the executive office of the president through the Obama administration, possibly into the Trump administration. Do you know if there's still a system picking up server data on the EOP, and if not, when it stopped?
Again, I know you asked my colleague a few questions about this the other day, but I would point you any questions about this to the Department of Justice.
And then is what was described in the filing there, monitoring internet traffic, is that, generally speaking, would that be considered something along the lines of spying? Again,
I would point you to the Department of Justice. Go ahead.
Yeah, just another day at the office. No crisis mentality. No one's under siege. Just, yeah, no problem. Yeah, call them down the block. I'll give you their number. Hillary Clinton, by the way, I think this is interesting. She tweeted a link to a Vanity Fair fake news story. They tried to downplay the whole thing and say, yes, oh, no, this had nothing to do with Trump. It's all fake news. No, they're vulnerable, but they are protected by the media and maybe Merrick Garland. We'll see.